32 today we have QB. You got top 32 today at Nationals playing what?
I play Bystial, Mannadium, Synchro pile deck.
Wow, congratulations on your placement.
I appreciate it, Aaron.
What was your ending record in Swiss?
I went, 9-2-1. And my 2 losses were to Pearly, draw was versus Runic Stun. Only won like 4 die rolls, so it's not like I won first a lot today, so it was show.
Any shout-outs before we start this profile?
Shout out to me.
He did
Shout
not.
out to Marcin Romain. He's basically my main theory partner along with Dooley. Basically, we sat down probably like Thursday or Wednesday night and went through every single card on the deck, tried to theorize why we were playing these specific cards, and just make sure that whatever we wanted to play we were comfortable with and that we were confident like it was the right calls. A lot of our belief was like the deck was good enough to push through most boards and kill them, but we wanted to make sure that we were playing the correct going second cards in order to give ourselves the best chance to have that happen.
Nice.
Oh, also shout out to the Chopper Express. If you like One Piece and you're gonna play One Piece TCG, it's our new channel. Check it out. Got a couple profiles up. Hour-long video. Go and check it out. Mark St. Romain himself. Sorry, just want to plug myself. Go ahead.
Any more shout-outs?
Dooley, Top Deck Scrubs, Epic,
Leslie,
everybody in San Antonio, Leslie, family, friends, everybody.
Thank you. All right, let's start your deck. How many cards is this, by the way?
41. I gave some cards back, so that's just how it be. I played a 3 Soul Synchron from Brothers of Legend. Basically, if you don't know what it does, you pay 700, put something from your hand. While it's on the board, you're locked into synchros until it leaves. And then when it's in the graveyard, if a dragon synchro is attributed, then you can banish it to bring one of the dragons back. So if you get nibbed, you can like do stuff with that too. But usually we have play Excel and Lebellion for the tributing effect. It's like tributed or banished. It's just another tuner to go with Meek and Fearless. Basically, it helps play through Droll is the most part. It's the biggest thing about it. When you get Droll, you just want to make sure you're able to go for Bystial and then like Omega combo. 3 of those for Mannadiums, 3 Fearless, 3 Meek, and 3 Rimheart. Bis max out on the Mannadiums. You want to see them. Fearless is the worst one, but it's still a level 2 tuner. Basically what it does is if you have a 15-21, or if you Starfrost, you can switch something from your hand. If it gets destroyed by card effect or by battle, you can switch to another one and make all your singles gain 500 for the battle phase that turn. Meek, same thing, same conditions for everything, except this one makes you, when it comes out, makes it a level 4. And then Runeheart searches for any Mannadium card in the deck. Also, it can pop a Mannadium.
I keep hearing what this is, so that was like,
It's a card game.
Yeah.
Our Nationals is this weekend.
alright, very cool.
Continue.
Also, where was I? Runeheart. Basically, you can target Mannadium, pop it, and search another Mannadium card off it, so it's just another extender. They're all extenders. It's pretty good. I can't complain. My loss in top 32 was I didn't see any of the cards, so I mean it is what it is. Scareclaw Engine, Recharge. We only played 1. We decided to play, instead of playing multiple, we decided to play Reinforcement of the Army because it functions as Runeheart and Recharge, so it's good in that sense. Main card in the deck, why everything works, beats Starfrost. I've been playing this for like probably a year now. Basically what it does, pops a card that doesn't match it and type or attribute, summons itself, and then it basically is a connector between the Scareclaw and the Mannadium engine. So you search, using your Mannadium field spell, you search this, and then when you tutor this out on the board, you send it for Lightheart, that turns you into Scareclaw engine, now you just have everything and you just combo them to Oblivion.
Nice.
It's also a low 6 tuner, which matters. And it's a light. I guess that matters too. Going second cards. Ash. We just respected Branded and respected Labyrinth, so we wanted cards for that. Also, we didn't want to side it, so it's like, if it's not here, where's it going to be? Bystials. So, seeing a couple lists, some people don't play them. We decided to play 3 Lebellion, 1 Magnum Up, 1 Jerusalem, 1 Sornier.
Dooley play like a lower count of like the other ones.
Dooley talked to me about it, but when me and Mark would go through the list card for card, basically we said 3 Lebellion we wanted in our deck. And then we said he wanted to play multiple, but I was like, we'll start with 1 Magnamut. If there's room at the end, we'll put in Magnamut because that was just like the first card we wanted in. Druid and Sornier, you don't need multiple of them. Okay. And so basically that's why there's 1 Magnamut. We just got to the end after we put in every card we wanted in our deck list. There just wasn't room to put in more Magnamuts.
Okay. Spells. Right?
1 Reinforcement. Recharge and Runeheart. 1 Regain. This is how we play through Dark Ruler. basically you tribute off the Dispatter, put it in the grave, they get dark, you get Dark Ruler, you still have like an interruption at least. Rival and Reach Phobia. This completes my Scareclaw engine. Play 1 and 1. You don't actually want to draw these cards. Well, I'm playing multiple. I don't want to see these cards actually. I just want to like search them through the combo because that's just added pluses and then you draw and things like that. 2 Obsession. To be honest, card's probably a 3-of, but guess what? When we got to the end, there wasn't space for a third one. Why we didn't play 3? It just was the first card cut in order to make room for the only second cards. But a card basically says it destroys a monster you destroy a monster field. If you have Calarium already face up, you can search Mannadium Spell or Trap. Or if you don't have Calarium face up, then you just search Calarium. And also in the graveyard, you banish it to summon a 1521 or Beast Starfrost. Each effect is once per turn, so you can like pop search, then banish later on to summon out Beast Starfrost. This is a Broken Field spell. Searches any Mannadium monster or Beast Starfrost, but what's broken about it in this type of deck is it's basically extra monsters. So in your Visas or your Runeheart or your Obsession, pop Meek, Fearless, any other tuners, you can just bring back the tuner basically. So it combos really well with Meek and Fearless because they bring out a tuner from the deck, so you basically get 2 extra bodies for free without having to do anything. The only thing is when you're playing the deck, if you're gonna play it, just make sure that when you summon Runeheart, that there's no tuners anywhere, like on the graveyard or anything like that, because then you can't special summon Meek when you search it off of things like that. You'll have to special summon Visas in order to play around it, which happened a couple times throughout the day. It's not like game breaking, but you know, I feel like every time I played against somebody there, that's like specifically what they were looking for every single time. They were like, "Are there any tuners?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm not about to cheat you playing this card. Like it's fine." Like, it's like the first thing everybody knows about it is like it gives your life something, and I'm like, okay. Going second cards, I have to get card back. This is where cards come up. Duster, 2 talents, and I played 3 thrusts. So this is what we came up.
There's supposed to be 3 thrusts.
Yeah, 3 thrusts, 2 talents, and 1 duster is what I played at the event. So this is what me and Mark talked about. We didn't play Dark Ruler anywhere in our main deck, mostly because we felt like we had enough gas to kill our opponents. And thrusts felt like the best card against Cash in a sense, because if they go for a Shang Era, Cash, Rise Heart, Fenrir, it's the one card that can we felt could break their or clear a Rise Heart while allowing us to play through their board essentially, if it comes to that point. Also, we put in Heartbeat's Feather Duster because there are times against Lab and all those other type of decks where you can bait monster effects and then still search Duster, and then you just win because now you have Duster. Also, we just decided to respect Labyrinth in the main deck and Runic and things like that. Broken Out Day, I never missed Dark Ruler. To be honest, I just chalked those games up to L's and then win first, did that, and then decided going second cards that I needed for the matchup. Last card, Mannadium Reframing. This is Inferni Barrier. Some of y'all may not know what Inferni Barrier is because y'all didn't play as long as I have, but basically it's Omni Negate as long as you have a Synchro monster on the board. If you have 1521 in your grave or if you Starfrost, then it also destroy that card. But basically it's just to be Dark Ruler. Okay. It's another card that helps be Dark Ruler. The card was good. You search it sometimes in your combo if you already have access to everything. Extra deck, one Scareclaw Lightheart. Another card is great. It's the bridge between the Visas to the Scareclaw engine. It comes back when you have Visas on the board, so it helps you make a cross sheet. This card kind of helps with extra bodies, as I was talking earlier. So you play Vicious Shroud in your deck, Astral Out, which you can banish Visa Starfrost in the 1521, summon it into one of the zones. Now you get to get the level 2 back, and then you get to make number 10. Dark. A lot of people didn't see this coming today because we played Bystials. I thought it was going to be a good call for the event. If we ever play against anybody that's playing Bystials in their deck, then we're allowed to, as we're comboing, they're going to try and Bystial us because they think it's going to stop us, but we're going to keep comboing through it. But now we get to pop their Bystial, dark it back, get the Magnum Search, and then turn this into cross sheep, and then you're in the same spot, but now you have a Magnum Search for free that you weren't expecting. And then Appaloosa. It's in our extra deck. Usually, I'm not gonna lie, I freestyle a lot during my games. I don't actually know any specific combos, how to do anything. That's just not how I work. So usually I'll just combo, and then at the end, if I don't have tuners to go with my level 8s, my Lubellion and my Vicious Astral, and I have cross sheep, then I'll just make Appo. But every time I make it, she gets straight up Impermed or Dark Ruler or Runic Destruction or whatever. She does not make it to use her effect. I did not activate her effect once, I think. Try Edge Master. It's just better than Charge Warrior because it's light, but it does the same thing. Draw a card. But it's light, so you can make with Recharge to summon Chaos Angel. Omega, this is the card we put in before on Thursday. Car was broken. I was able to loop 2 most times against everything if I saw the line. Sometimes I'm just a lucky person and I do it anyway, even though you're not supposed to do it probably. You could do a board, but I thought it would be better, just take a couple cards, and then if you can at least get lucky and snipe Dark Ruler, then cool. If they didn't have Dark Ruler, they probably weren't running anyway. So yeah.
For people who don't know, it's the spotter that allows you to rip.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Excel Synchron Stardust Dragon, Reborn's level 2 tuner, and the reason we play Stardust Dragon. So we actually get the ability to use the second effect, which is Tribute, summon Stardust, immediately Synchro Summon. I feel like a lot of people that I played against would hedge their bets that I don't play Stardust. And like, I feel like that's one of the most backbreaking things was that they'll be like trying to book this or imperm this, and I always leave a tuner on it when I summon this. And it's like, okay, cool, do this, Synchro Stardust, go into Dissipator, and then now you have like, their card they used was free, and now you're still playing. This is a card that young Eric was talking about, how we will make a loop for 2. Dissipator, probably most important extra deck monster, just because it's basically a follow up on the Falling Turn if it lives. It's also an interruption. And it's big. It's a good card. Can't really say anything more about it. That's what it does. If you don't know, special summons Lightning Dart from either banish pile, and then if you spin your opponent, it negates. If you spin your card, it destroys. So against cash, you can do some cool things by spinning back their cards, just to like stop them from having recursion. Baron, we're playing a Synchro deck.
Baron.
Chaos Angel, we're playing a Lightning Dart deck, but basically makes all your things towers. So if I don't go for the Omega Loop, basically just trying to end with these, and then end with these 3, and then also maybe Gamir. What Gamir does is that you can activate it. It'll make all your monsters that you currently control basically. They can't be destroyed or banished. And then if you do a chain to like an actual card, you can banish that card and any copy of the card in the graveyard, which we thought would come up versus like Runic and things like that. But it's also just a card that like keeps coming back. So when you play against Runic and Kashtira, basically if they banish a card and it's in your graveyard, you can just bring it back. Card is broken. A lot of people had to read this a couple times too. A lot of people had to read a lot of my cards. And then the last 10 was Chinging. This is a good card, just another generic ring 10 or generic Synchro 10. Nothing too crazy about it, to be honest. We were thinking between this or the Mannadium one. This one is just generic and big, so it works. And then 2 Vicious Astrolabe. Basically, it's free. It's free fusion.
Card's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not once per turn either. So like, there are a lot. I played against my Sprite opponent round like second round before. So what, round 8? He had like Sprend and red, and then I went summon Astrolabe, target Sprend. He felt like it was a free bounce, so he was like bounce it back. I was like, cool. Got right back to Visa Starfrost and like Runeheart or something like that, and then got it back out and then popped another card because it's not once per turn. And then from there it was game. Card's crazy though. Can't really say nothing about it. Put it under your cross sheet, especially level 2 back, and that's just part of the combo. Side deck, Banker Tops, and then 3 Kurikara for my my going second really, in terms of like going against other combo decks and things like that. Shout out to David for the Kurikaras and the Banker Tops. These cards were like, whenever I put them in, I drew them. I can't complain about that. They went in. Basically, on the same line, we were just trying to kill our opponents. We felt like if we drew well, we can play and force cards, and then once you force a couple cards, Kurikara kind of just rest, and now you're just putting up numbers. You're not really, it doesn't take that much after that. It's not like anybody has like a lot of like traps that stop you from attacking. 3 Droll. We thought it was like a hand trap that we wanted to decide. It's better than Nib, but it also stops a lot of the decks. I think we just like the card. If we lose to the card, then why wouldn't we play the card as well? It beats a lot of the other decks as well. Not really a lot to say about Droll in my opinion. 3 Cosmic. We respect the Lab deck and the Runic deck. We didn't want to get Eradicated, and if we were gonna get Eradicated, we wanted to like have chainables, because a lot of our engine is monsters and they search spells. So like, if they try to Eradicator us, then we can just try and Cosmic to hit other back row. Also, just not to lose the floodgates like goes in and things like that. And then going first cards, 3 Eradicator, 1 Called By, 1 Barrier. Again, I respect the Runic and the Lab deck. I think with our deck and how we played it, we didn't want to play multiple turns in the game. So like we need Eradicator to make the game short essentially, because if they can force you into a grind game, they're always going to win the game. And so you don't want the games to grind at all. You just want to try and end the game as fast as possible. That's why we played Eradicator. This was just like a thrust target basically for like other decks that try and hand trap us, kind of like Pearly and things like that. I hard drew this a lot by itself without thrust. Card was Rogan, was able to call Fusion a lot really. And then our deck loses to Joel, so at least give us a chance going first to try and beat Joel.
Alright, well thank you Hubie. Congratulations on your placement. Anything else I'd say about your deck?
Nah, I think I'm looking forward to the new cards in Duelist Nexus. I think everybody should try it out. It's like pretty fun. So we'll see how it goes next format.
Alright, well thank you Hubie. Have a good night.
Peace.